Good morning. Welcome to my channel. My name is Lynn and I'm glad you're here. Whether you are a returning viewer or you just now found me, I'm glad you clicked on my video. Now, I have been teasing about this, and I know I'm horrible, right? I have been teasing about these little butterflies. But the butterflies aren't the only thing I need to show y'all today. I am, unfortunately, battling through a migraine, but this was about the only time I had to get this video filmed today, and I needed to get it filmed today. I know it's just some mental thing. Just forgive me. So, those of you who've been here a while, you know me. You do. And I know you'll forgive me, because sometimes I am scatterbrained, and sometimes I talk too much, and sometimes a lot of the time and I often see squirrels, mental squirrels, that just kind of go their own way. But anyway, so we'll get to the butterflies, but first I wanted to I'm sorry. We are doing this. We are doing this. I am, having a brain lapse, apparently, on top of a migraine day. So I have my little list up on my board, and I've accomplished some of my list. Sorry. I'm hoping that more water will equal faster. I mean, I've taken my Excedrin. I took Tylenol this morning. No, not Tylenol. I took my Motrin at 6 a.m. I took Excedrin at 8:30, and it is now 9:30, and I'm still not getting anything, so we're gonna push on. But lately I have been catching up with my podcast viewing, right? Because with everything going on, I've been filming a lot, I've been making a lot, and doing a lot of website stuff, and I think that might have triggered this morning, because I was putting my bags up on the website, you know, like not the active listings, but behind the scenes drafts. But anyway, so that might have helped trigger this, but because by 6:30 it was full grown. I couldn't even see my screen much anymore. But anyway, what the heck was I saying? Y'all. Oh, I've been catching up with my podcasters. And Jennifer from Cinnamon Stitches is on a amigurumi kick. I've never been a big amigurumi person. Yes, I've made some. Y'all saw, I showed y'all my bunny that I made a couple years, well, actually, quite a few years ago. But when I was reorganizing and bringing everything into my craft space, I found some yarn that I forgot that I had. Let me show you that. We're gonna go through. All right, this is Bernat blanket. Okay, I bought it from Ollie's. I want to say at least, was it before or after COVID? There's no dates on here, so I have no clue. Let me see if a manufacturing date is on here. Okay. December of 2020. Alright, so it must have been after COVID. So, at least 4 years ago. Because I'm thinking that I bought this right after the stores started opening back up. So I thought, okay, I bought 4 of these. Now these hunkers are 10 ounces. They have 220 yards on them. But you know me in blues and purples, but this is faded blues. So I thought I could knit this. I have tried blanket yarn in the past for blankets, and I hated working with it with crochet hooks. So I thought, and I gave it away because I just couldn't stand working with it. So I thought, okay, I can knit this, right? And I'll use a big needle so that it's easier to work with. Well, it's not bad, but I got bored of it quickly because the struggle is real with this stuff. So I thought, okay, just put it to the side. Don't worry about it. All right, so that's 4 of those. These are Bernat Baby Velvet and Bernat Velvet. Okay. I think they're both 10 ounces. This is 315 yards, and this is 492 yards. This one right here is Emerald, and this one is Vapor Gray. Now, I loved working with these in the sense that I did make amigurumi. These were 4 years ago because my grandson is 5, and I made him a teddy bear out of this one and a dinosaur out of this one. And he loved them, and I loved making them. But I didn't have a use for them outside of those 2 items, and I had just made those. So I still have, I think, 2 of these, and I think this might be my last one of this, because the dinosaur was a lot bigger than the bear. I'm sorry, y'all. Anyway, so I have these 3 types of yarn. Alright? And watching Jennifer and her amigurumi kick, I thought, you know what? When I had one of my hauls from work from before Joanne closed, I was given this. Someone asked me if I did amigurumi, and I said, I have done it. And they said, if you want it, put it up, because these are supposed to be destroyed, along with any other kind of product that, like the McCall patterns and all that, and calendars, books and magazines that don't sell. All of those have to be destroyed because the manufacturer, the authors, the whatever, printing presses, any of those places, they don't get money for them if they don't sell, so they want them destroyed. I think that's a waste, because if you can use these items, why not donate them, or if anything, donate them to a creative reuse place. Don't just destroy them. That is a waste. Anyway, alright, I'm going to get off my soapbox on that one. But anyway, it's amigurumi, but Zumigurumi 4. Now, it does have, I have just barely glanced at these, and there's some cute little patterns in here. I'm thinking, oh, now how cute is this? Hector the horse. Okay, I don't like his face very much, but look. So, there's some showing here on the back. Wow, this was supposed to be $17.95 for this book. But there's some patterns on the back, or there's some images on the back, and I'm trying to see if it gives me a table of contents. Oh, that's such a cute monkey. Oh no, that's a sheep. There's the monkey. I knew I'd seen the monkey. Little orangutan. Isn't that how cute? That is Orwell the orangutan. I like that. If I had some fuzzy yarn, I would totally make him. He was cute. And, oh, here's a frog. Kirk the frog. He reminds me of Kermit. Maybe that's why they have Kirk instead of a Kermit, because, you know, licensing. And a kitty cat. Okay, hold on, let me show you the kitty cat. Alright, and there's one that I want to do too, and I might do it in the gray, I don't know. So Charlie the kitten. And Doris the dolphin. How cute is that? I could do that in that gray velvet. Now all of this is done with sport weight yarn. Let me see. See, I wish they had like a introduction to where they told you what patterns they have. Oh, they do. Okay. They have Doris the dolphin, Charlie the kitten, Emily the elephant, which has no image, Jacques the penguin, that is a funny looking penguin, Stanley the giraffe. Oh, here's the elephants down here with the giraffe. Kirk the frog, Orwell the orangutan, Sophie the sheep, Toru the deer, Leopold the lion. I'm sorry, I'm having to look away from the word so I can see it. Hector the horse, Zeno the bumblebee, Sammy the seahorse. I might make him. William the worm, who's in an apple, and Will the tropical bird. I'll show y'all that. So there's plenty of little things that I can do in this, and I thought, why not try using those 3 yarns? Why not try some of these? And when I get the blind spots away from the migraine, I will get a better look at this. This is the first time I've actually opened this book. I have had it for over a month because it was before we closed. So yeah, but it was in a bag, and then once it came out of the bag, it was, yeah, okay, whatever. Alright, so I'm going to dive into that. I don't know when, but it's been on my mind because I saw those yarns in my stash. Okay. So when I was making my butterflies, I had an idea. Y'all know my daughter-in-law. If you've been here with me for a minute, you know my daughter-in-law loves sunflowers. And crochet thread that I was using had a good sunflower color in it. Sorry. And I thought, okay, she is just as avid of a reader as I am. See, me and my daughter-in-law have so much in common. There's a lot we don't, but, you know, that would be boring if we were just alike. So, I thought, why not make her a bookmark for her books? She's not one of those that fold down the the corner of the page is what I'm trying to say. So I think what she does is just turns the book upside down and leaves it open on like the armchair or what the chair of the arm or the sofa or wherever she's at. But I thought, why not make her a bookmark? So I went hunting for oh, that reminds me, I'm going to get this out so that I can write myself notes. Hang tight, I got to scooch. I swear I feel like I'm falling apart. I'm not even 52 years old yet. Well, I will be 52 at the end of the month, but, well, let's see. Later this week. Okay then. Well, I mean, not this week that I'm filming this. I'm filming this the week before my birthday, but, well, at the tail end of the week. But anyway, so, let me put this down here that I need to put the pattern for this sunflower, just in case you want it, because it is so blasted cute. Now, it looks like it was done in worsted weight acrylic yarn. Well, I didn't do that, of course, so, but I did roughly follow the pattern. There is still some flaws in the pattern that I did not correct, and I wish I did, because, you know, you can kind of see right there. And the colors are distorted because I did a solution of half glue, craft glue, Elmer's craft glue, and half water. Well, I just heard my little co-host. So the colors are a little distorted, but it is stiff. Look, it's stiff. So the colors are a little distorted, but what I was trying to show you is I don't like how that jumped. It just, to me, the center is very misshapen, and I think that's just the way the pattern was written, because in the beginning I followed the pattern and I was like, no, I really don't want to do that. And I thought I made it enough to where it wasn't noticeable, but even with my blind spots, with my migraine, I can notice. Maya, are you hitting the stand, baby? You want to come say hey? Come here. Come here, baby. Come on. Come on. Up. Maya, come here. Come here. Come on. Yeah, my girl. Yeah, it's my girl. Yeah, and y'all say hey to Maya. She said, I'm such a sweet girl. Yes, I am. Alright. Now, she's fine. I haven't been long, took her out. So she's just wandering around, seeing what I'm doing. But anyway, sunflowers and butterflies. I need to put the links for both of those. So, no, shush. I'm hoping that I'm writing this correctly, because no, I can't see what I'm writing. But you know, I have written with my eyes closed to practice, because you just never know when that. But I also am ambidextrous, and I practice with my left hand in the oddest times writing. So hey, your girl is weird, okay? But I thought that was very cute. And I unfortunately did not have any green thread, which I might need to rectify. So I might actually have to go to Hobby Lobby and get some green thread. Or, well, because Walmart only has white, black, and red on the normal basis. So I might have to go grab some green. And I could probably make her another one and do it better. If she's hitting the the tripod. I'm so sorry, y'all. I love her, but you know, I see the thing moving. You are fine. I just took you out. Don't sass me, girl. Don't sass me. Anyway, so what was I saying? Oh, the sunflower. So I just did this yesterday as far as trying to do the... I might have to, because it did change the colors of these, and I see some thickness to where it did alter the color a little bit. The color is more true on this side, which makes no sense, than that side. Go figure with that. I don't know why that happened, but I can give this to her just as a because thing, because, you know, I do love my daughter-in-law, and I think she'll like it. And I did have one of her books to measure the length, and so I texted her, and she's like, she's probably thinking, what in the world is she asking me this for? But I said, this book that I borrowed, is it the tallest book you have? And she's like, the tallest? I'm like, yeah, from the top of the page to the bottom of the page. And she's like, yep. Well, let me measure my tallest book. And she measured it was 9 inches, and I said, perfect, because I had already done this, and I was just waiting to finish off the end to see how long I could strap it. I mean, how long I needed to make the strap, because basically this is what it'll be like. This will be inside the book, and then the sunflower will be at the top. I was going to, and I may on the second iteration, do like leaves at the bottom, the very bottom, so that she can just kind of grab both of them very easy and open the book. But for now, she can grab the bottom of that and the sunflower, or she can just simply grab the sunflower and pull it a little bit to open it. I rarely read print version books anymore, because I have my Kindle and I do my audiobook, and I thought I'd never stop reading print books. But the book I borrowed from her was a print book, and I read it in 2 nights, which is longer than that took me longer than it normally does. But I'd also had my grandbaby too, so I'm not going to sit there and read when I have my grandbaby. But it's, how can I say it? I still loved reading the print book, but I didn't like how much time it took up from me, because I've gotten so used to listening to audiobooks while I work, or even reading my Kindle at night as I'm going to bed. It's just, I miss my print books, but I don't. Does that make sense? I still have print books. I mean, let's face it, my book, I have a bookcase entirely with print books, but I've already read them. And I have a photographic memory, so it's really hard to dive back into a book, even 5-6 years later. So it's pretty much... Now, I might not have perfect recall in the sense of, if you say, okay, Nora Roberts, pick a title and throw it at me. I might not have perfect recall of the entire book at that moment, but if I try to pick that book up and read the first page, that entire book's coming back to me. It's so... Yeah. That's why I borrow books from the library, or I get free books off Free Booksy or Book Hub, you know. Especially, I like doing that because it's, for one, free, but 2, it exposes me to authors I might not have otherwise came across. So, alright. If you do like or want to see, this is actually what the blog called a applique. It was just the sunflower itself. So I will link that down below and show you that. Now, for my butterflies. I have 12 of these puppies that are going to go across my window. Now, I was recommended to do a sheer valance and sew these on them, which made me think about some fabric that they were going to throw away at work that I got probably, oh wow, it's June, so it was 9 months ago, maybe, because I think it was like September or October, somewhere around there. And it's sheer. It's like a white gauzy, and then it has the white little 3D butterflies on it. And I was like, oh, you know what? I could have done that. But, and as cute as that would have been to make a curtain out of that, it wasn't colorful. And I love color. So I could sew these onto it, but, and that may be something I do in the future. I don't know. But for this, I had the idea of making these butterflies and hanging them from a cafe rod across my window. And I was going to use the tail of the butterfly, right? I mean, just where I had finished and I just cut a long tail on it. And then I thought, I was talking to my daughter-in-law, and I thought, not a bad idea, but you do see that it's coming from the bottom, so I would basically have to thread it back up through the center of the butterfly. No big deal. I have a needle. I could do that. And then do it like that and have it dangling like mid-flight. And then I thought, why even see the string? Now, you probably, I would probably still see the string because it's not invisible. But I do fish. I love to fish. My husband and I, we do love to fish. So why not use some of my fishing string that's clear and you can't see it, and do it around the middle and then just hang it from the cafe rod. I'm liking that better. I still have the attached pieces. So what I may do is just let them dangle, do the fishing line idea, put it up, see what it looks like, and then, you know, we'll go from there. But I still have this. And if I like it that way, I'll just cut this off, be done with it. But if not, if I don't like it that way, I can always do my original idea, just thread it up there with a needle and then do that. So let me scooch a little closer and show y'all all of these lovely pretty little butterflies. Okay. I'll link it down below. Actually, yeah, just I'll link it down below. I don't remember. Was it Crochet 365? Essentially, this is a granny circle that you fold in half after you do the picot tips to make the butterfly, and then you do a chain around it after you fold it, and then you secure it, then on, you know, cut your tail or whatnot, and then you just chain 14 or 15 for the antenna and go up under that chain that you already made. But look, how beautiful are these? I'm going to try to get them to the light so you can see them. This originally was done, I think she used worsted weight yarn, and it was too big. I just wanted something beautiful, small, and dainty. See this nose ring right there? Most nose rings are in your face. But back when I used to make jewelry, and I still have all my supplies, I had what they called head pins. Well, I used a ball head pin to make my nose ring. And the shaft is a lot thinner gauge than a regular nose ring. But I like it because it's small, it's dainty. You know, I don't like big things. So, the sunflower, the butterflies, the nose rings, my rings, you know. I might have a lot of rings. Actually, this is a very small collection. I only have 5 rings on my hand right now. Usually, I have had almost every finger except my middle finger. Because of scars on my hands, it irritates me to wear one on that finger. But anyway, so I did it with crochet thread. Yes, I'm insane. Yes, I'm crazy. But I did the crochet thread and she hit it again, a 2mm hook for this crochet thread. And I used all kind of different color combinations. I'm going to show you that. But this is, the black is Aunt Lydia's, and then the colors are the Artiste from Hobby Lobby. And like I said, in one of my videos where I was just working on one of these. I've had that, because I used this thread for my ankle loom, which I will probably show y'all what I'm working on that I haven't worked on in way too long. Probably about 8-9 months, maybe. Yeah. So, and I did this one. Oops. Let me see if I can get. I hope that y'all. Yes, they're small, they're dainty, and I love them, but they're hard to hold. Let's see if I can do it that way. You wouldn't think just a simple circle would trigger something this cute, but I mean, that is cute. So, like I said, I used different color combinations. I love the purple and the yellow on that one with the black. So I did 3 of the black. So I did those 3 colors. Now, I don't know how I'm going to hang them as far as colors. I'm probably going to mix them up because I wouldn't want all this together. Okay? I just did that. Alright, so these are my 3 Wild Child colors because I didn't do like a trio of them as far as matchy match. And y'all forgive their little antenna. I did have them kind of, I didn't ball them up, but I put them all together because my grandbaby was over here last night and he was wanting to sit here at my table with me on my lap, and he kept pulling them off and dropping them on the floor. I was like, you know what, just move them off your table, and because I was working on them, and I was like, just move them off the table, put them to the side, and you can bring them back out. So after he left, I was working on this one. And then after he left, I finished this one, which was my 12th one. Oop. And, sorry. And I didn't think about it, but I left the rest of them shoved in the little bin over there, and I'm like, oh, when I got them out this morning, well, before I started filming, I'm like, oh no. This was actually the very first one I made. Nice little Valentine-y looking one. But I realized, when I took them out a little while ago, like, oh no, their little antenna are messed up. But Yeah, it is what it is. Okay. Well, the blind spots are trying to go away. That's a good thing. So, look, isn't that so pretty? Alright, now we're doing the blues. I know, I'm trying to let it stay in the camera long enough for it to focus, and so you can see how pretty it is. Now that was just simple white, medium blue, and navy. And then I was like, you know what? Let's add some color. Let's do some variations. And the thing about the antenna is it's movable. I mean, I can literally take the antenna off of there. But I thought that was pretty. That was a pretty color combination. With the pink, the teal, aqua, and then the navy. Now, I think I said in one of my videos that I'm just doing random color combinations because these don't have to portray a real color of a butterfly. It can be any color butterfly I want, and these antennae are not wanting to stick up, which is irritating me. That's okay. What I might do is just put a clip on them, like clip them together so that they straighten back out. Alright, well, y'all will get the idea, okay? The antenna's just not wanting to behave, but look. That pretty bright pop of yellow in the center there. Okay. Alright, so I showed y'all all my blues. So I showed you my blacks, my multis, and then my blues. Now, you know me. I'm a blues and purples girl. So I did, and it's so funny, the only one I didn't do a gradient of is my black. I did the gradient of the red. I did the white, pink, and red. Did the white, light, medium blue, the navy. I did the white, the medium purple, and then the deep, dark, deep orchid purple kind of color. Yes, y'all forgive the antenna. The antenna's a little bit jacked up. That's okay. It has, I don't know what it has on it. But yeah, the black is the only one I did not go with the gradient. But I do have white, I have gray, and I have that black. So I might, but then it'll put me at 13. I don't care about having 13. I don't believe in 13 being an unlucky number. But anyway. And there is some pretty yellow, purples, medium purple, and then the dark purple. I love that one. But, now, this might actually be, I'll show you the three that have similar color combinations that make me just sing. But now this is my very last purple. Actually, this is the very last butterfly with the yellow, the teal, and the deep purple. Isn't that so pretty? Now, I was going to say this is my favorite, but I love all of them, honestly. This one right here, just, that pops so pretty. It just pops. But anyway, so it's a mixture of these three right here. Yes, I know, these strings are everywhere and they're not behaving, but, you know, these three right here. And I think mainly it's the yellow and teal that's really, really doing it for me. I know that's yellow and blue, but teal is not that far from blue, okay? It's not. So, I'm not going to be able to show you yet what the end result looks like. And I don't know, after I get that put up, it won't be today. Because unfortunately, the blind spots are leaving, but the migraine is getting worse. I guess I didn't stop it in time. I don't know. But that's the first time I've ever had blind spots the last 2 hours or more. So hopefully that means that the migraine will be like shorter than normal. I'm just along for the ride, y'all. I have no choice. But I hope y'all liked my little butterflies, because I had so much fun making them. My daughter-in-law, she's like, nope, you could not get me to do crochet thread. But she's a fairly new crocheter. Now, I say fairly new only because I taught her 4 years ago, maybe, when we made that unicorn blanket. And I'm wanting to say that was 2020 or 2021. But she hasn't done a whole lot. I mean, she's done a good bit, but she has her comfort zone, and she's not as adventurous in the creativity as I am. She likes to learn something and kind of stick with that. Y'all, there's nothing wrong with that, and I love that about her. But I will bust the creativity wide open. I will try something I've never tried just for the sake of trying it. I mean, why not? I wish my neck would pop. I wonder if that would help. But she's like, no, I wouldn't do that. So, but now, difficulty-wise, these things are super easy. You have your original circle, and I always do a magic circle, magic loop, magic circle, magic loop, whatever the correct term is. I can't think of it at the moment, because I knit and I crochet, so one is for one and one is for the other, but... And then you do groups of 3 with a chain 1, and then you do groups of 3 with a chain 1, and then back in that same one with another group of 3, and then you do your 6 double crochet, a picot, which is basically just a chain 3, and then make the picot right in and of itself, and then another another 6 double crochet, chain 3, make your picot, and then a 6 double crochet, and then you fold it in half, and then you chain for the body and wrap it around, and boom. So it's not hard, and it makes for a beautiful... Now, for my aesthetic, for what I wanted, it could only have been done in the crochet thread, because, for one, I mean, look at that stitch definition. I mean, really. I know you're not going to be up on my thing, and I'm going to see it from probably 4 feet away, with the backlight of the sun and everything, and that beautiful sky, and I have some have my hummingbird feeder out there, and I have my petunias hanging from the basket on the shepherd's hook. Then I have a beautiful satellite dish. Yeah, and I think I don't know if it's a wasp or a bee or something flying around out there. So maybe I'm doing the wildlife a favor. Hopefully it's a bee. Because, you know, we had honeybees around. They haven't been coming around the last couple of years as much as they used to. which saddens me, but anyway, it's not for shortage of flowers because I have plenty of flowers. But anyway, I hope you've enjoyed those butterflies because I really enjoyed making them. Now, when I get everything put up, I will show you. It won't be today, but I will show you. And I'm going to start with these 12. And like I told my daughter-in-law, it doesn't mean that that's all I'm going to do, but it'll get me started, and I can kind of see if it's enough or if I want to add more, or who knows. I told her, I thought, okay, so this is just a butterfly like you're looking at it. But what I would love to do is have, oh, you know what? I could do that. I could just fold them in half like this and like do a stitch up here. I would probably have to go through all 4 wings just to have like a little side profile of them in flight, Yeah, I might do that. But that's a whole lot of work for only seeing half of the butterfly. Unless I did something like doing a piece of string, the fishing line in the middle, and just having it. No, see, that wouldn't look right. You'd have to kind of, unless I stiffened it. I wonder if hairspray would stiffen it. I don't wear hairspray anymore, but I still have a lot from when I used to. Y'all, I was a teen in the 80s. You know I have a lot of hairspray. But, yeah, so I wonder if I could, there, like that. Wouldn't that be so awesome? And I would have to either A, water down that glue water combination, or hairspray it. I know there's stiffeners out there that I could buy, but y'all know I'm a DIYer, so. But I think that would be lovely, wouldn't it? So, these 12 will not be my onlys. It'll just be the start, right? And these didn't really take a whole long time. I mean, I want to say, if I was only focused on this instead of watching my podcasters or watching a show, it would take about an hour for each one. But if I was focused only on this, it was, probably about 45 minutes. So, not bad. I don't mind. So this is about a 12-hour, because I was usually either A, recording a video, talking to y'all, or watching other podcasters. So I'm going to get up here and probably lay down for a little while, put my eye mask on, and see if I can't shut out my beautiful light, because I think that's making it worse. And I haven't had a migraine, I want to say, in probably about 2 or 3 weeks, so that's good. Unfortunately, it means that since it has been so long, I think that's why it's so severe. So, plus I've gotten out of the the habit of functioning through it, I think. So, oh shoot, I can't go lay down. My daughter-in-law and I are taking the baby to town. Ugh. Okay, guess I'll get that practice in functioning through it. And I do want to say, I know this is a delayed reaction, but thank y'all for the support and everything about the craft, my new craft space, because I was very nervous showing it to y'all. For one, I mean, my temporary double wide pretty much has been my double wide instead of temporary. But not only that, it was just when I exposed this part, all of this to people, I don't fear judgment because I am who I am and I'm not going to apologize for that. But sometimes words can sting, and yes, I will delete any negativity that frankly isn't warranted. I mean, if you have a difference of opinion, that's not negative to me. That's just an opinion. And I love to hear differences of opinions. But people are snarky and they're mean and they don't think about what they say when they're not looking at you face to face. As one of y'all said, keyboard warriors. So I went out on a limb because I was asked to see my craft space, and I said no, because my little 8x8 cubby was so overcrowded and it stressed me out because even though it was organized, it looked cluttered. One thing out of place made it just look messy. Here, I can put something out of place and it won't look as bad. It still may drive me nuts. It still might. But it's not that horrible. So, thank y'all for the support. And, you know, y'all... How can I say this without sounding like a goober? I don't care if I sound like a goober. I am a goober. Y'all mean a lot. And I know I may have never met you in person, but just your comments and, you know, the well wishes and the warmth that I feel from y'all means a lot. It really, really does. And I just want to say I appreciate you. I do. So, I'm going to get off and I'm going to hang out with my grandson. And that will bring me enough joy to supersede any migraine. Because that little boy, he is precocious. But so were my boys, my twin boys. They were very precocious. They were so advanced. And, you know, the term out of the mouths of babes, yeah. A lot of you know what I'm talking about. So, anyway, I hope you find some joy today. If it's, you know, something as simple as closing your eyes, taking a few minutes for yourself, you know, whatever it is, I hope you find it today and hold on to it. Until the next time, I will see y'all later. Bye.